So which country do you think will win the most number of gold medals at the Rio 2016 Olympics? Send us your answers to win an exciting prize.
Excited, happy, unbelievable, because it's a dream.
ساير البطولة بهدف إني أسوي نتيجة حلوة بغض النظر عن الميداليات.
I will do my best to show the world that UAE have good sports in cycling.
It's really just dedication. Like if you dedicate your whole self to something that you believe in.
Sit down on your knees or sit down, however you feel comfortable, facing me. Keep your spine as straight as possible, keeping your mouth closed, and start breathing through your nose. As you breathe through your nose, maintain your eyes closed and make yourself aware of your breathing. Try to keep your spine straight, keeping your mouth closed. Breathing should be only through your nose. As you open your eyes, inhale and throw your hands up from your side of your body. Fingers interlock, then turn your palm upward. As you turn your palm upward, try to keep your elbows straight and try to get your bicep closer to your ears as possible. As you get your bicep closer to your ears, elbows straight, lengthen up your spine from your tailbone, maintain your butt touching to your heel as you elongate your back. Palm facing up to the ceiling and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here in Physique TV, we've shown you a lot of yoga features.
Hatha yoga, dynamic yoga, full moon yoga, and many more.
As you exhale, tilt your body lateral way towards your right side.
Yoga is becoming very popular with the UAE residents, and more specialised yoga is growing in popularity.
Try to look up towards the ceiling and hold. Breathing should be only through your nose.
In this episode of Gym Guide, we'll be showing you a top yoga destination here at Jumeirah Town Centre, Dubai, Zen Yoga. So Sarah, you're the manager here at Zen Yoga.
Yeah.
Can you just explain how this place came about?
Basically, Zen Yoga was started in October 2006 by Zain Kamal and Noor Suede. They were, two entrepreneurs, and they traveled and studied all over the world and things, and they practiced yoga and Pilates. And when they came back to live in Dubai, they just felt like, they missed their practice. And while there were a few places, there wasn't anywhere offering the sort of level of Pilates and yoga that they'd been having before. So they decided, let's open somewhere. And that's when our first studio, which is in Dubai Media City, opened. And since then, the demand has just become more and more. So we opened another one in Emirates Hills, and then we've got this one, which we actually call Zen Pilates, because we merge Pilates with our yoga, and this one's in Jumeirah. So there's lots of demand, and we're trying to just, be in places that make it more accessible to people, because obviously, you're not going to live in Jumeirah and want to have to travel all the way to Emirates Hills. So we just thought we'd try and open them up and make it easier for people, more accessible.
Inhale and raise your hands up from your side of your body.
So what do you teach here?
I teach Pilates, Pilates on the mat and Reformer, but we've now got so many teachers, and we've just, the demand for this sort of thing has just grown that I'm now the full-time manager. So I'm just here to make sure everything, the schedules are running and the teachers are all happy and the students are happy and things like that. Because we have about 35 teachers with us now.
Wow.
Yeah, teaching across the board. Lots of different styles. In terms of Pilates, we've got Pilates mat classes, Pilates Reformer classes. We also do lots of private classes. With the yoga, we've got a huge range. We go from Hatha, Vinyasa, Power, we've got Chi Yin, we've got Yin Yoga. So in essence, we've got everything. If people want to come in, sometimes people's perception of yoga is that it's going to be very boring and very slow. But we're quite lucky in the sense that we're diverse. That if you want to come in, like you had the power yoga, you saw how hard that was.
It was hard,
crazy moves, right? So you've got people who are super fit and their level of yoga is very high. But this can also be intimidating to people. I think not everyone can do that. Not everyone feels comfortable. So we've got levels of things like Hatha yoga. So we go from beginners, intermediate, all the way through to advanced. We've also got more meditative yoga. Like we have meditation classes. We've got the Chi Yin classes. So that we've got a huge range, because there's so many different things that people can do, and we like to be able to cater to everyone so that, you come along to Zen Yoga and you're like, right, I'm super fit, I want a huge challenge, great, we've got power yoga, we've got Ashtanga, we've got power vinyasa. If someone's, newer, they've got injuries and things, or they're just a bit intimidated, I haven't done it before, we've got the Hatha beginners, Hatha flow, things like that. And, it's just, we're the kind of studio that we just want everyone to feel that when you walk in, you're not being intimidated into anything. So you've got a huge array to choose from.
It's a really relaxed feel as well, like you said.
Absolutely.
Everyone's different, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You can cater to all types of personalities, fitness levels. So I'm in my first power yoga class, haven't done this before. What's amazing is you feel a great stretch throughout the whole body, so flexibility is a key thing here. But the exercises you have to hold, it requires a lot of strength, some of them very tricky, and some of the moves are quite dancey as well. So it's an amazing workout. It is not easy. So we're just about to start the prenatal yoga. I'm here with Cheryl, who's our instructor, who's going to teach us safe and effective yoga for pregnant ladies. So as you can see, I'm surrounded by beautiful pregnant ladies. So Cheryl, you're a yoga instructor here. Can you just explain what is yoga?
Well, yoga it's a very ancient practice, actually, in the ancient language of yoga called Sanskrit. yoga comes from the word yuj, which means to unite or to join. So essentially yoga is this unification of mind, body and spirit. So really what sets it apart from, a lot of people think it's just stretching and exercises, but what sets it apart from regular exercise is that marriage of breath and movement. So you're really connecting each movement to each breath, and it's this essence of being present in the moment that really makes yoga what it is.
Okay, so I mean there's loads of different types of yoga out there, so can you just explain what the difference is between them?
I mean, in the last few decades, yoga has become so popular. There's so many different styles. You've got your vinyasa flow, your Bikram, which is the hot yoga. You've got Ashtanga yoga. They're all come from the same lineage in a way, and you'll see a lot of crossover in terms of the postures might be quite similar, but just they offer different things for different people. So if you're a person that likes something quite dynamic and you like to sweat and you like to feel that you've worked your body, you might choose something like Bikram yoga or even Vinyasa flow yoga, which offers that. If you want something a little bit more meditative, you don't like to move so much, you want something a little bit more grounding, you might choose a Hatha yoga practice or even a Yin yoga practice, which is a style of yoga in which you hold poses for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but they're very restorative poses.
What are the benefits for yoga? I know you said there's different types for different types of personality, but what can yoga offer?
I mean, essentially on the physical side, it really helps to tone the body, it helps to stretch and strengthen the muscles and ligaments. It also helps on a mental level to just kind of give you some headspace. So, I mean, it's very hard to practice yoga and to be somewhere else. You've got to really be true to the practice. You've got to bring the mind to the breath.
So you took the prenatal yoga that we've done today. Can you explain the benefits for that?
Prenatal yoga is just brilliant for anybody who's, become pregnant. I mean, the benefits are huge. When we become pregnant, there's a lot of pregnancy aches and pains that you might feel. So the body is shifting, it's growing, our bellies are growing, our hips are widening. We might get low back pain, sciatica, tight hips, tight shoulders. So on a physical level, prenatal yoga is a very safe practice that you can do to help you to alleviate some of these pressures and pains. And also in preparation for childbirth, it's amazing because it helps you to build such stamina. You're doing a lot of strong poses, squats, warriors, a lot of things that you can actually carry through to your labour day. So, the strength and stamina that it builds is amazing.
Because everyone can take yoga to how they want, like you said, there's different styles. I think there's a misconception that it's quite easy, it's only stretching and breathing. But I did power yoga here and it's very hard. It doesn't matter how strong you are in the gym, using your own body weight and holding poses. Even in the prenatal class, you can feel your legs burning and things. So it really does create an inner strength as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm here with Justina, who's just done the prenatal yoga with me. So how did you find the class?
Very good, very calming.
How different is the prenatal yoga to Hatha yoga?
Well, the big difference is, from my experience, is to develop a bigger awareness of my body and rather to slow down and to focus on your baby and your own development, as well emotional, mental development towards your baby during that time.
Yes, it's very calming and relaxing, a lot of breathing and a lot of awareness about where you are and your progress and things.
Yes.
How do you think it has helped you during your pregnancy?
To be more connected with myself and with the baby.
And it refreshes you, doesn't it? It's kind of like a meditation session as well. After the break, we'll show you some Pilates, so stay tuned.
مين صار عنده احلى تي في؟
وين ماي اتش دي؟ ماي اتش دي بقدم لك 57 محطة، منه 46 عالية الوضوح، يعني اتش دي مع ريسيفر لمدة سنة. بدك تاني اشوف نفس المحطات على شاشة أكبر؟ يا عيوني.
اشترك وشاهد 46 قناة اتش دي مشمولة مع جهاز الاستقبال لمدة سنة على عربسات.
اتصل بماي اتش دي.
ماي اتش دي، الفرق واضح.
So which country do you think will win the most number of gold medals at the Rio 2016 Olympics? Send us your answers to win an exciting prize.
My name is Sibatam Tongana. I literally cook for a living. That's a good tip. You and me will get to meet some of the most famous faces.
Wow, this is awesome.
Hear what they love to eat or not eat.
My, now we are really cooking.
Learn to cook their favorite recipes. You'll whisk it in together.
I will whisk it away.
But with a little bit of a twist.
That looks delicious. You're the best.
Cooking with Sipa. اليوم في الأوقات التالية على فيزيك تي في.
In the ER, we see it all, and I'm trained to focus in on what's important.
We're going to start now with a structural scan.
Here on the dose, we're going to cut through all the medical clutter and figure out what you need to know.
Oh, my.
I'm a little scared right now.
There's a tube of influenza virus.
Don't drop it, please. Is it good for you? Is it bad for you?
Feeling so sleepy.
Happens if I poke a hole in it.
You don't want to do that.
What's the good mixed in with the bad?
I'm like a mad scientist.
How much is too much? How do I look? If we don't have a perfect answer, at least we'll have some fun figuring it out.
What's fun about this? I don't remember.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh. Man, I love this show.
The Dose with Dr. Billy at these times on Physique TV.
Jill is going to take us through the Reformer Pilates class.
Okay, everybody, let's come down onto your back first of all. We're going to take your feet up onto the foot bar. So we'll go through your footwork to begin with. Taking the ball of your feet up onto the bar and heels together, toes apart. Bringing your pelvis into a nice neutral position. Now connecting into your hands there, so we've got a nice little bit of shoulder stability. Tailbone's heavy on the mat, ribs are sliding down, abdominals are active. Take a breath in to prepare and exhale. Keep those heels squeezing as you press out. Inhale and control the movement back. Exhale, press out. Inhale, resist those springs as you come back in. Exhale and press. Good.
So Jill, can you take us through what is Reformer Pilates?
Well, it's basically a continuation on of the mat work. So you're using some of the mat work principles, but basically working to challenge your core stability. So your core that you learn to stabilize through the mat, and then we add the pulleys and the springs and the footwork to help challenge that stability and work in lengthening and strengthening the muscle. So you just get a little bit more strength work out of it.
So can you talk us through the class that we've just done here? We used the leg straps, some of the bars.
Yeah, it was just, but what we try to do in Pilates is work through all different planes of movement. So we're working in flexion, forward flexion and extension, some rotation work, and just to make sure we can challenge the stability of our joints as we're working through here. We're holding the core strength and then
keeping that stability and opening and closing the different joints and working the muscles in contraction as they're lengthening and contraction as they're closing,
I suppose,
shortening.
Because in everyday life you're not just bending forward, you're rotating, you're moving, so it's just to help with everyday life.
So we're trying to keep it, we try to keep it very functional movement. So it's strengthening the body in functional ways, so that as you get older you can walk up the stairs easily and get on and off a bus and things like that. To inhale, hinge towards your vertical, keep your tailbone down, get that nice length through your hamstrings. Now exhale, breathe into it a little more.
Do you teach any other forms of Pilates?
Yes, I teach all forms. I teach the mat work, the reformer, the Cadillac, the chairs and the barrels.
Okay, so what's the Cadillac?
The Cadillac is, half of it is this machine here, the tower here, and we can convert this into a platform. So you're working with the roll down bar and the push through bar, the springs on the other side, so we can do work standing, work kneeling. It's completely endless, the amount of exercises you can get from there. It's fantastic.
So it's like an adult playground, isn't it?
It sure is.
Things to pull and push.
Yeah, and you'll go through a series of exercises and then come up with some that you haven't done for a while, and you think, oh, I've forgotten about that one, and it's great. And you're really finding fantastic ways to really work your body and work your strengths.
So what do you get from doing these different forms of Pilates?
I love it. I originally started Pilates because of a back injury, and found after I started to use it as rehab for myself that it was fantastic, and I thought, I have to learn to teach this. So from there, it's kind of just snowballed really, and it really helps me, and I do a lot of work with people with injuries, back problems, neck, knees, athletes, and I just find it really helps add to whatever people are doing.
So anybody, any type of trainer they're into can benefit from reformer Pilates?
Absolutely. It benefits all walks of life, whether you're a sports person, older person. We're even starting to work with younger people now. So it really helps to help bring back the natural alignment and strengths of your posture, and just reverse all the things that we're doing when we're sitting in a car for a long time, sitting at a desk for a long time. Yep, all of this. So bringing all that stability back into the shoulders and relaxing everything.
So how many times do you train a week then?
Probably not so much as I'd like to, because when you're teaching you don't actually do as much as you'd like to do, but probably 3 or 4 times a week. So palms are facing towards you. Inhale, control it back. Exhale and open. Inhale to control it back. Exhale, open and back.
So Rama, we've just done the Reformer Pilates class. Why do you think it benefits you so much?
It benefits me personally because I do other kinds of sports. I run, I swim, I bike, and I feel that it prevents any kind of injuries. It's good for my core, for my stability, and the stretching. Every time I do a class, I go out, I feel open and stretched out, basically.
Do you just do Reformer Pilates, or do you do mat work?
I do
as well?
mat. I do twice a week. I do mat, and twice a week I do Reformer.
Okay, and do you feel that it benefits your performance in the triathlons that you take part in?
Definitely, because without it, I feel even on the bicycle, when you're on your bike, you need a strong core. When you're running, you need a strong core. Even when I'm swimming, I feel like everything, all my power comes from the core, and this is all because of Pilates. I suffered a knee injury for the past 2 years, and because I've been strengthening all my muscles, my leg muscles in Pilates, I've been able to do all my races, and so I think it's a great exercise.
And it's also enjoyable, it's fun, isn't it? Like there's different elements to it.
It is. And I feel also it's good for the mental. Every time I go out, it's just a spiritual experience in a way, because you're just so focused on your breathing and your core and your stability that it's good for the mind and for the body.
I suppose it's very different from the more high intensity cardio you're doing, the running, the bike, the impact, and then coming here.
That's true. But at the same time, I'm not going to say it's as hard, but it is a hard workout. It's just because you feel that you discover your body in Pilates. I understand my body because of what I'm doing now.
And how long have you been coming to Zen Yoga?
I've been coming to Zen Yoga for the past 3 years.
And why do you like it here so much?
I feel, I love the instructors here. They understand you when I come in. Jill knows You know, she looks at me and she tells me, there's something wrong with your knee today. You know, they're just so knowledgeable. They become part of, you know, your circle of friends, and it's a cozy atmosphere. It's a small studio, and it has a family atmosphere.
We have professional advice as well.
Definitely, definitely. So I feel like, you know, my Jill is like almost like a physiotherapist. She knows exactly what to do when, you know, when she sees you and what kind of exercise you need to do.
Working through the back of the legs, open the shoulders here, push out of the foot bar. Take a breath in, exhale and press out. Good, inhale to come back in.
So you mentioned some retreats. Can you just explain what that is?
Yeah, we've got about 3 or 4 teachers with us at the moment, and we're super lucky that this summer they're offering, it'll start from about, some of them from June, July, August. One of them's in Koh Samui, amazing. One of them's at a super fabulous retreat in Ibiza. And then basically what they tend to offer is, you know, you're going along and you're spending all day, every day, just eating healthy, relaxing, but it's just about getting away from everything and just trying to focus on yourself, focus on your yoga practice. The reason why we help promote it, Zen Yoga helps promote it, and our teachers doing it, is just because it's something so positive, as opposed to going on holiday all the time and just being so touristic. This is just really nice people just doing something healthy, something relaxing in a beautiful environment.
So how would people initially sign up for like a first class here?
Basically, they'd come along and obviously have a look at the class list that we have, and they could choose the class that they want. All of our reception staff are very trained in explanations as to what the classes are, and the clients just basically speak to either myself or the reception staff or a teacher who's on, you know, hand, and they can say perhaps they, you know, they want to come in for relaxation, or they want to come in for a power workout, or they have injuries. And what we do is we just guide them, and we just, the more they tell us what they want and what they're looking for, we can guide them to the correct class. Then what they do is they just come along, try one of the classes, we book them in, they have a go, see how they feel. Some people fall in love with it, some people don't, you know, it just depends on how you feel. From then we then offer lots of different types of memberships for people. We've made it that, as Dubai is such a transient place, like a lot of people have jobs where they come in and they have to travel and things. What we found, and I think what sets us apart from other places, is that we don't make it that your membership locks you into 1 month. We've done it so some of them are valid for 1 week, you know, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, so that people have got, you know, they're not sort of, oh my gosh, that pressure that I have to finish it, or oh, I've lost something.
Or they're going to lose money,
exactly,
be short-changed.
Exactly. So if you think you can buy something and, oh, I've got a whole year to use it in, we felt that was very important to us, that we didn't want people to feel pressurized, because, you know, in essence, the nature of our business is to make you feel relaxed, make you feel calm, just to take the stress out of your life, and having to worry about your membership and losing money all the time.
It's a really nice atmosphere because I don't do yoga, so going in and suddenly doing power yoga and people are upside down and crazy, you know, it wasn't intimidating. I just knew I couldn't do it. No one looked at me, and then I went into the reformer class and I was a bit uncomfortable. But I mean, the teachers are lovely. They talk you through everything.
We're very lucky with that. And I think also, you know, what we sometimes find is we will find sometimes that somebody might come along to a class that is perhaps not at a level that suits them. And what our teachers will always do, always try and guide them through the class that they're in, and at the end of the class have a chat with the client and say, okay, you know what, you know, perhaps did you enjoy that, how did you feel, get some feedback from you, and we basically just guide people through so that you're not wasting your time and you're getting the benefit from everything.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to experience some more calm and relaxation. If you fancy trying some of these yoga classes, visit Zen Yoga. If you have any comments or suggestions, send us an email or visit us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm Alice and this is Gym Guide.